Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. Starting from the 5. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is first and 10. Nix off the play action. And that's going to be incomplete. Slipping back to start this one. So back to the huddle now for second down.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready. And that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Second and 10, still at the 28. Out of the gun, it's Nix. This is reeled in downfield. It's Bryant. And this gets close to the red zone. He is inside the 25.
Yeah, right there. That's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Nix now on first and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive, and early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And that's all with the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be third down.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's first and 10. First carry of the game for the rookie out of Alabama. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down to first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
To throw here on first down. His first throw is an interception. And the Broncos are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
Now, I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
Lucky that didn't end as an interception. And now they face second down.
I can say this definitively. That is not the way you thank your defense for giving you the football. Don't follow that other quarterback steps and toss it right back to him. He got away with one.
Again on second and 10. Nix Flush down now to his left. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. For a second, we both thought he'd get the first, but he winds up being just shy of it. Gain of 8, third down.
As soon as he starts to escape, Kate, you can almost see that gunslinger mentality come to life. It takes really perfect defense to hold up and keep him from finding something that'll go get that first down. They couldn't do it right there.
Knicks now, 3rd and 1. It's completed right side. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. Give him 24 on that play. And it's going to be first down Denver. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Harvey fields the pitch. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. There's the fake. Here's Nix. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos parlay the interception into points. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. Lutz there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. A great effort, but he got popped at the end of it.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
We've set it downs for him from the 31. Back to work after throwing the pick. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Looking in the air here. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
That's a pretty cool look right there of the kind of coverage you're going to see when you play man-to-man. On that down and distance, you've got to be sharp on the outside. That DB certainly was.
They pitch it to him. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down. The Browns are lining up to punt. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Harvey. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 6.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. It's Nix out of the pistol. Short pass brought in. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Pressure coming, and he's taken down. The Browns got him. It's a sack on 1st down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on 2nd. Play action with Nix. That's to it right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. This one misses the tight end. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Sets up a 3rd down and 18.
3rd and long for him here. He's got it. Complete to Bryant. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
On the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Harvey. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. And it's Carson Schlesinger who got over there for the stop.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. To the air on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down. On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And that's our final moment of the opening quarter. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. 17-0 is our score. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run.
At their own 24-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. He throws a bullet to the center. Big game downfield. And he is down inside the 35-yard line.
Just about every offense that's beginning time since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Option design here. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Back-to-back carries here. The stop was made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's got him 6 yards on that carry. It's 2nd down.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. Back now, pressure coming. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on.
Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. You start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Return starts at the 3. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got first and 10. Give up the middle to Harvey. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's going to be first down, Denver. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play.
A gain of 16 yards.
Nix with it on first.
First down, Broncos.
Headed out right. He's running with it. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Nix from the gun. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Not a bad first look for him in the this contest, and I love them taking a shot, Kate. It's a shame, though, because this defense will tip the cap. They played that ball better than he could.
Bombers.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Trying for the touchdown. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, it's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a third one's coming at some point.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Finds him on the slant. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
That's another Broncos.
Once more, it's Nix. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos make it a 16-point ball game. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Going after tries goodbye lots. And the Broncos take a 3-possession lead.
Round 7. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 19-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go, here we go.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to be pushed down up near that 40-yard line. So 20 yards on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Quite the start to that drive, huh, partner? First play sets him up at the 38.
Hiking 18. 17 move. You got tight right there. Do this, old man.
First down, play action. Oh, he makes the catch, impressive grab, but he should have let it go. They're going to lose yards.
He's on a
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap, they'll throw. That one's complete over the middle. He's not far from that first down marker, is he, partner? Up to the 47, third down coming up.
That's a gain of 8.
So he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. He's able to hit Flowers, caught. He is down to the 30-yard line. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
And the Browns first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Give now to the running back. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
They give it to him again. The second down run good for 4, and that brings up 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
14-yard line.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
Keeps it on the option here. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And 2 yards all he can get. It's 3rd down. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
60.
Rolling from the gun here. On the move, headed right. And that's a gain of 5, enough to put him in a spot where they might actually consider going for this now. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Well, they're in a pretty big hole already, Brock. They're going to pass on the field goal and keep chasing that touchdown. 4th down, they're going to throw for it. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns chop some of the lead off before the half. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Lofts it deep right side. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Denzel Ward makes the play. And the Browns will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play.
And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns make it a one-score game before halftime. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Browns cut it to a field goal game.
Browns 21. Chase McLaughlin, the kickoff return.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Marvin Mims now to return it. Making some progress here. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Will Butts to kick off for the Broncos.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Here's a return from the 7. This makes it up to the 25.
Browns take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Travel like a Braun, I'm a traveling man. LAX out to Baltimore, they landed in France. Play some shows out in Germany, they bought in Japan. See these reps take me everywhere.
Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. 70 Lion.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That's a nice, quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play, and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
And this is looking familiar, partner. He's dropped for a loss again. It's going to be 3rd down.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. And that's a win for the pass rush. Shit as he threw it leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
He's got this at the 27. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 32. Out of the gun, it's Nix. This is a heater going deep. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jamel Dean makes the play. And the Browns get it back on his 6th interception of the season.
Nix's pass intercepted. The Browns take over 1st and 10
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Forced out to his right. He finds Brown right side. And they make the tackle at the 38. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Has a lane inside the 25. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Shut up. Shut up.
The first carry for the speedy Dylan Sampson. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Stephanie. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. 2nd down run gets him 5. Now they've got 3rd down.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Have the 60s. Have the 60s. Here we go. Sack. Take up.
Back to throw. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the Broncos will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap to Nix. He throws a bullet deep to the right. He's got it deep downfield. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
48-yard line.
Here's Nix. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there can be more interceptions.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it'll be 3rd down coming up after this defense's 3rd sack of the game.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected the decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
Browns rolling out 6 DBs. 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Chased out to his right. He's going for it himself. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
That may have been a situation we look back on it, he watches the tape the next day. He's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Things going well so far. And a great opportunity for this offense. He's out of bounds all the way up at the 40-yard line.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Has him on the quick hitter. On the move, past the 40. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He gets down inside the 35-yard line. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield. Turn a good player into a great player. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Browns first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Caught quickly on the slant. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Offense getting set. Here's first and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And it's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 3 now.
Let's go now.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Call it a gain of 2, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Seventh play of the drive now as they need a yard here on 3rd down. Try and pick this up on the ground. And he won't get back to the line, Bronk. They needed 1, but they're going to lose 1 on that play. It's 4th down. They sent with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
Escapes the pocket. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Broncos have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
Well, they're in danger going back to somebody who's already done damage in this game. He makes himself, well, he's a top target, but he makes himself a priority for this defense to defend, and they jumped on that opportunity.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. Giving this to Harvey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
That right there, my friends, is exactly the kind of pressure and intensity you expect from a defense each of these next 2 snaps as well. They want to keep you pinned right there against your own end zone and force you into a very risky punt.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Nix from the gun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Big gain downfield. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And it's going to be first down Denver.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
He did it! He made the interception! Jamel Dean makes the play. And the Browns have some new life in the fourth.
Fixes pass.
Not just a bad decision, frankly. It really is a quarterback in this moment of the game. You got to know it's not a time to take a risk. Cannot be throwing out life preservers and giving that other team, your opponent, a chance like he just did.
Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10.
Go! Check go!
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
All set to go now from the 35.
Here we go, set! Hop!
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Caught by Flowers. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Offense with an enviable spot to be in, 2nd and inches.
Here we go, hit,
He'll look to throw. Hits his running back. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns come through to tie it in the 4th. So the back does the work that time, Brock taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns take the lead on that successful kick. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10. Should their own 28-yard line.
All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Harvey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Throwing here, Nix. He's going deep this time. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. They rip up a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
ready!
It's Harvey straight ahead. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead. Now the offense and Knicks coming to the line and looking to tack on 2 more. All right, they're going to throw for it. And he reaches the end zone, so they'll be up to a 7-point lead. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often, but tight end, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they went his way for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys, security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass like a great post in basketball, and they know how to finish.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They'll throw to start the drive. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Nothing doing on the draw, Brock. That's going to send him backwards ahead of 3rd down.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That's almost as good as a sack. Almost, Kate. Because those defenders, they like to have sacks more than incompletions. But defensive coordinators, they love pressure and forcing the issue. That's why the QB had to get rid of it.
The Browns are lined up to punt. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. And this one's going to approach the 10, but looks like it's down right at the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Look at Harvey here from the pistol. Up to the races, middle left field. 40. Hits the 20. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. Well, you can't do that. Got to avoid hitting the kicker. And because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Now this kick, I think I might have been able to kick that one. Not good at all. It's out of bounds. Throwing now out of the shotgun. And down he goes. The Bronco defense gets there.
A loss of 11.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland.
At the 15-yard
Browns
line.
losing by 14. In a real troublesome spot here, Brock. That sack has him set up 2nd down and 21. Back to throw now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Now to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Jonte Barron has it.
Okay, that's just one of those situations. It is so difficult to be a quarterback in that spot. It's kind of like being a pitcher in a 3-0 count. You just oftentimes don't win. You feel like you got to force the issue, and you force the issue, then interceptions follow.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Design run. Here's Nix. Setting up for the kneel down on third. Here's a look for Nix.
The city just made it sleep. People diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette and the yelling.
So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. Well, we talked about it throughout this contest, Brock. They were already into the playoffs when this one kicked off, but now they're going in with a little extra momentum.
Yeah, momentum, confidence, belief, whatever you want to throw into kind of that recipe. But bottom line, you want to be playing your best football when it matters the most, and they did today.
So that's it for us here. Brock Huard, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.